All right, so cool. Yeah, so let's get started with this. Last time we were on a call, we were able to go over a demo of Camion. I liked what I saw, and I definitely wanted to get back with you to go over that again. This time I'm recording for viewers through the success in trucking portal that we have there, or the group page that we have there in LinkedIn, and then on my website. We definitely have some traction there and some educational materials there for truckers who would like to know that this is available as a resource, and as an option here for technology to help manage your trucking company. So yeah, definitely want to dive in, man, and see what this is. All right.
Absolutely. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. So let me start just by sharing my screen, Cheston. Here is the screen. There you go. Okay, let me change it now. Let me open a new window here. There you go. And now let's go back to the platform here. Oops, this one is not this one. Is this one? Yeah. So again, I'm gonna go over again, Cheston, for all your connections or your customers, but again, I mean, Camion, it's the idea behind Camion is to be a one-stop shop for carrier companies. Nowadays, the feedback or issues that we've been receiving from recent new customers or prospects is that they have to go through different tabs, different web page, different load boards, and we try to summarize and bring everything together in one place. That is our platform, that is Camion. So I'm gonna log in here and walk you through the whole system. So this is, if you have questions, Jason.
Yeah, just to interject right there. I just want you to know that I get that, as somebody who's owned fleets before, the time-saving aspect of that, being able to come to one place to help manage the trucking company from, load planning to, check calls, dispatch. It's just so much that we go through, especially if you're a small carrier, you're wearing so many hats. This, I think, is a unique option to these small carriers out here that want to make sure that they can save time and make things a little easier for themselves out here. This is something I was looking for, when I was running my company, and it wasn't out there like this.
Yep, absolutely. And we are not I'm sure you already know, but we are not an expensive platform at all. Actually, that we would like to get to as many new carrier companies that are out there that are also struggling to have a software providers that helps them to improve their operations. So we are helped to support also those carriers. But this is the truck board. This is what we call the truck board. And before we dive in, I'm gonna go here into settings, into integrations, so everyone can be alert with what we have right now. So in regards to ELDs, these are the ELD providers that we integrate with. So we have iBrike, we have Omnitrax, Samsara, we have Spyron, we have ELD Rider, Geotab, Keep Trucking, Master ELD, VistaTrax as well. We're going to implement also Verizon Connect. It probably is going to come on the second quarter. We're going to add also, I forgot the name, Big Road ELD as well.
Okay. Yeah.
In regard load boards, so if I go here into load boards, right now we are live with CH Robinson, with DAT, with LoadSmart, but we're going to add as well Shipwell, we're going to add Flock Freight, we're going to add JP Hunt, one of the Coyote Logistic, that is one of the bigger brokers and load boards out there as well. Yeah. In regards to automation, we have Zapier, that it will help them with everything in regards, applications and something like that, stuff like that. In regards to factoring, we have Triumph, but also our product team is working right now behind the scenes with OTR Capital and also RTS. In regards to load tracking, we have MacroPoint, we have Project 44. In accounting, we have Payload City. That we're going to add a payroll process into Camion in the future, probably later this year. But we do have QuickBooks right now integrated. So for anyone using QuickBooks for accounting purposes, we have the integration as well. And in regards fuel card, right now we have Pilot Flying, we have EFS, we have Comdata, we have, I forgot the name of the other one, I believe RTS as well.
Okay.
They have also a fuel card provider. But yeah, these are basically our mainly integrations right now. But if I go here into operations, here into the truck board, these are all trucks, right? So this is just a demo account, but these are all trucks. And your customers, Cheston or the carrier companies, will be able to do their own real-time tracking of their trucks using our platform as well, thanks to the integration that we have with most ELD providers, right?
Gotcha.
But if I scroll down here a little bit, this is what we call the calendar for easy planning, because for the dispatch department, it will give them full visibility of when their trucks are going to be free, right? So as you can see here, the dates, but below the dates, you'll see that our platform will tell you how many trucks you're going to have free on that specific date. And for the dispatchers, it will be easier to just access to those trucks and start planning for those trucks only. So for example, for tomorrow, Tuesday 11, our platform is showing 14 trucks that are going to be free on that date, right? So if the dispatchers will start to planning for their drivers, they just have to click here click on your driver's name or in any other slot here, and it will bring them to this window where they will start planning for that truck specifically, right? But I'm going to go back again here to live view, because we color coded the statuses of the load, and color coded green is just a representation of a load that is active in the system, that truck is on the route right now. And color coded blue, it's an upcoming load, a load that a dispatcher planned for one of the drivers, but the pickup is in the future. So it could be tomorrow, next day, or next week, right? This is a representation of a load that was canceled. So you will have, full visibility of a load that was canceled for some reason. And I don't have to show the yellow color, but I can assign a yellow color that basically it's going to mean, if I click here, I can give 3 statuses or select 3 statuses for the yellow color. Could be home time for one of the drivers, could be shop when the truck is at the shop, or other just to assign could be a permission, right, to one of the drivers. So if I select here home time, I'm going to specify that that this driver, Christine Webb, is going to enter at home time tomorrow. So I just click here, I select home time here. I can enter a description, but let's say that she's going to be entering home time from tomorrow up to Thursday the 13th. I click on apply. The location will be in Florida. Let's type here Florida, let's say Florida City, just for example purposes, and submit. And that's how we can assign a home time status to one of the drivers, right? But also now I'm going to walk you through how we can plan loads for the drivers, right? So I can click once we would like to start planning. I can click on the driver's name, right, or in the dispatcher, or any of these slots. So if I click here on Tina Rivera, thanks to the integration that we have with the ELD, I will see Tina's exact location. So Tina right now, she picked up this load in Tipton, California, and it's going to be delivering in Atlanta, Georgia, right? But if I scroll down here, thanks to the integration that we have with DAT, with CH Robinson, and with Loadsmart, all the dispatchers will get suggested loads. And suggested loads means they will get loads coming now from the last delivery location where the driver is going to be, right? So in this example, Tina is going to be delivering Atlanta, Georgia. So you will get loads coming out from that market. That means near Georgia, or in Georgia or near Atlanta, right? So right now it's showing 212 loads near that location. So this is the column for the pickup. This is the column for the delivery here. And you can filter either by equipment, that could be a reefer, drive-in, flatbed, or they can filter also by deadhead miles, by total miles, by weight, by price, and rate per mile as well. Also, they will be able to select a benchmark or a rate based on their history of the lanes that they moved before, right? On that same lane. So they will have from here full visibility if they would like to accept a lane or not, right? But they can also filter by deadhead miles, so they can filter here max 20, and the system will show them those loads with less than 20 deadhead miles, right?
Yeah, let me pause you right here, Jose.
Sure,
because this is definitely a lot of great information that you're sharing, and I want to make sure that people actually get it when they're looking at this video. And just from the time aspect, there are certain things that if you're a small carrier, you are looking at your ELD to see where your drivers are going to be or where they are for the load status, or you understand that you've already planned the load, so you got to look into each driver that you plan the load for, come back to a load board, type in the information on the load board to see exactly what's available in that area, and then you need to see exactly what the rates are that you're getting from these brokers or the spot market rate, and you're kind of trying to compare exactly what it is that you've been getting on the lane. You're talking to all these people. This really saves a lot of time, right? Because all of these bits and pieces of information, the details are right here, so that we can get a real good, quick look at where I am as far as what my plans can be and how much can I receive for a lane in order for me to achieve the goals that I have every time I plan a truck or plan some freight in a lane, right?
Right.
And I'm not going back and forth between different platforms in order to see exactly what's available. It's all right here, and that, to me, that's a game changer in the way that a small carrier can plan freight and can save time and be more efficient, not just from not even just from a time saving standpoint, but from a quality of service standpoint.
Yep.
Right. If I'm on it as a carrier, I'm getting the loads above anybody else because I'm just this efficient with how I operate.
Right. Yeah, that's totally right, Justin. And thank you for your input there. Yeah, but that's totally right. But now that we're here now, the carriers are able to book the loads from here, from just by clicking on this button, right? So let's say that we're going to assign this load to this driver, to Tina, right? Tina is going to be delivering on Tuesday 11, right? So she's going to be free on that date. So the carriers are also able to filter by time if they would like to as well. But let's say that we're going to book this load, right? That has 11 miles of deadhead, right? It has the trip has a total of 793 miles. And it has a price of $2,900, right? And the rate per mile of $3.65. So I can click here where it says book now. And Camion will give the dispatchers two instructions. So step one is they will have to call this broker at this number to reserve or book the load. They can also, call to negotiate the rate, ask for more information. Once they agree on that, then they just have to click on accept. So once they click here on accept, our system will build that load automatically right away, and it will be created in the system. So this load is the pickup is in Atlanta, Georgia as well, but it goes to Allentown, PA, right? So once the dispatcher accepted the load, Camion will give them three options, right? So they can go to view all trucks, they can go to view accepted load, or get more suggestions if they would like to keep assigning the loads to the other drivers. So I'm going to go to view accepted load for example purposes. And this is the load created in the system. They will see who is the dispatcher, who is the driver that we just assigned the load to, that it's Tina, who is the customer here, and the status of the load here on the top right corner that says schedule. A schedule means because we already assigned a driver to that load, right? But if I scroll down in this section on segment 1 is where the dispatchers can preview or know all the information from the load, right? The total miles, the truck number, the trailer, the rate per mile, the pay for the segment, information for the pickup, information for the delivery here. And if I scroll down a little bit more in this section in uploaded documents, is where they can upload all the documents that will correspond to those loads, right? So that would mean the rate confirmation, the BOL, could be a POD, a load picture. So this process for some carriers will help them not only to be more organized and paperless nowadays, but also will help them with the invoice process that I'm gonna guide you how they can do it as well. But now let's say that they uploaded the rate confirmation. Now they will have to notify Tina in this example, right? So they just have to click on this button that says dispatch to driver, and they will be able to dispatch the load information either by a text message to their driver's phone or by via email, right? So if they select text message, this is the information that Tina, in this example, will receive, right, on her phone number. She will receive the load number, pickup information, delivery location, and the dispatchers can share also, you know, any raycon instructions. Could be not don't be late, warehouse 5, or pickup confirmation number. They can type it here, and then just click send load details. So Tina will receive this as a text message. Right now, we only have one-way communication. So that means that Tina, once she receives the text message, she won't be able to reply. But below that message will say something like, hey, driver, if you need anything, please call Cheston at this number, or please call dispatch manager at this number. So we can personalize that for our customers. Right. So our product team is working right now on the two-way communication. So probably this is something that we're going to have on the second quarter. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You were about to say something, Justin?
No, I'm saying that'd be awesome to have the two-way communication integrated with that.
Yeah.
And even this part of it still saves time with being able to dispatch the loads.
Absolutely, yes. But now let's assume that Tina received the text message. She's heading to the pickup location. Our system works with something that we call geofence, that is called geofence. I think you're familiar with the term, right, Justin?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So maybe for the audience, geofencing is a fence that a satellite throw around every pickup and delivery location. And how it works is that every time that the driver crosses that geofence, their ELD will sense a signal, and it will mark the check-in time from that particular location, right, on the pickup. The driver gets loaded, cross back the geofence, and it will mark the checkout time. That's how actually the loads statuses change automatically in our system. So now let's assume that Tina, it's on the route. The carriers or the dispatchers can click on this section on loads, on the loads tab. And in this section is where they'll find all their loads history, right? The ones that are booked, scheduled, en route, deliver, approve, and cancel for some reason. Now that Tina is on the route, the dispatch manager can come here on their en route tab and just click on which load they would like to, to do the follow-up with, and they find the status here on the top right corner again that it's en route. It says en route. Our platform also lets the dispatchers share a link with their customers to help them avoid, back and forth on calls. They can click here on the top right corner where it says more, and click where it says copy link. This link, they can send it to their customers, and they can tell them like, hey, customer, if you would like to receive real-time updates of your loads, please copy paste this link on your web browser, right? And they will see, the customers will be able to track their own load, and they will see the load number, who is the customer, the status, if it's on time, delay, pickup time in, pickup time out, who is the driver, driver information, an ETA, and also all the documents attached to the load. And every time the customer refresh or reload the page, they will get the last location from that truck. So it updates in real time, right? So if I go back here again, now let's assume that Tina arrived at the delivery location, deliver the load. Now the dispatcher can come here again under the loads tab, click here where it says deliver. And from here, from this section, is where they will start the invoice process. So is they just click on the load that they will like to invoice, and click on the top right corner where it says more again, and click where it says approve. So once they click on approve, they're telling the system that the load is ready to be invoiced, right? So once they click here on approve, the load will move automatically under this section, the accounting section, and here where it says invoices. And then in this section is where they'll find all the loads that are ready to be invoiced. They will be able to filter also by not invoiced, by invoice, short pay, paid, or overpaid, right? That it will be easier for those carriers or for the accounting department to track those invoices that hasn't been, paid by either brokers or by factoring. But in this section, on this column, on the document column, the invoice that has the green check mark, the system is just letting you know that has all the documents attached. That means the BOL and the rate confirmation at least. But if I hover over the mouse here on the red cross, the carriers or the accounting department will get notifications or an update. So in this example, the BOL is missing for this load, right? So uploading the documents from this section is very simple as well. So they can click here on this invoice, and our platform will build an invoice automatically for the carriers with all the information that the load have, right? If they have their own company logo, they will be able to upload it in the system, and every time they generate an invoice, it will show up here. Company information here on the top right corner, but they will get the invoice number, a reference number, who's billed to, pickup and drop up information, pickup date, delivery date, and the total to be invoiced, right? If for some reason, like I said, they miss to upload the documents, they can always click here where it says edit load and scroll down to this section and click where it says select document type to add, and they can add the BOL again from this process, right? Once they upload it, then they just have to click where it says save load again on the top right corner, and now the invoice will be updated with the last information. So from here, since we have all kind of customers, we have customers that likes to work directly with brokers or directly with factoring. If maybe some of the carriers works directly with broker, they just click here where it says send to broker on the link, not on the link, on the bottom, on the top right corner. And since they will have that broker information safe in the system, their email address will pop up automatically, and they just have to type an email subject, right? And could be with an invoice number, and then just click send. So the broker will not only receive this invoice, but also will receive on one file, attach all the documents that are attached here to the invoice. So that means the BOL, a rate confirmation, could be a lumper receipt as a proof, any detention document, the broker will receive it from here right away.
Awesome.
Yeah. And the other process, if maybe for some carriers that has factoring company, they just have to click on the box of which ones they would like to send to their factoring. And right now, like I said, we only have the integration with Triumph. So if maybe some of the carriers that are going to be watching this, if they are using Triumph, the integration, what will allow them to do is just by select the invoices here, which ones they would like to invoice, and then click on this button that says send to factoring. So Triumph will receive them immediately from our platform on their format. So it will help them to save, a lot of time on the process. But if maybe for some carriers that they are using other factoring, they just have to click here where it says download selected, and the file will be downloaded to their computer. I have one here as an example. They will find it as an invoice archive. So if they open that file, they will see the load numbers, right? And if they open the load number, they will get one file. And once they open the PDF, they will get not only the invoice, but also in one file, all the documents that are attached to the invoice. So the BOL, the rate confirmation, could be a receipt. And from here, they just have to send it to their factoring as they normally do. Could be by email, just uploading, one file per load. So that's also a process that definitely will help them save time, right? So now, Chesto, now that let's assume that the factoring pays the carrier or the broker, our platform also lets the carrier companies build a statement for the drivers. So they can click here on this section where it says statements, and it will bring them to this window, right, where they will see the week that corresponds to the year, the date of that week in particular, the total amount that was moved during that week, and the due on, right? So let's say that we're going to generate a statement for a driver on this week. So I click here. It will show me the name of the carriers, of the drivers, I'm sorry, if they move anything during that particular week, but they will see the amount that each and one of them moved, the total miles, and the total trips that they did, right? So let's say that we're going to create or generate a statement for this driver, for Arthur. So I just click here, and it will bring me to this window where I can see in detail the load numbers that Arthur moved, the total miles, the pay rate, and the amount, right, per load. So if I scroll down a little bit more, in this section is where I can also add bonuses. If for some reason I would like to recognize a bonus to Arthur, so I just input this bonus here of $200. I can scroll down here. Actually, if I click here on Arthur, just to show you guys that how on Arthur's profile, how it looks the information. So this is Arthur's profile, right? Actually, it's under another name. So Martin Bradley, doesn't matter, but they will see in this section is where carrier companies can fill their basic information for the drivers, right? The full name, they can activate or deactivate that driver from here, their email address, employee ID, the hire date, city where they live, social security number. If you're going to pay them by mile or by percentage, we can let the system know. So in this example, Arthur or Martin, has a tax bracket of a W-2, but they can select also if it's a 1099. And if Arthur has his own fuel card number for the company, this is the slot where we can, where carriers can input that number so we can track their transactions, right? So if I go back here again, so Arthur is a W-2, so here is the taxes, right? And if Arthur has any recurring or manual reimbursements or deductions, I can add them from here as well manually. So I can select if it's a reimbursement, if it has a category, I can select a category here, type here the amount, and it will be added to the statement. If it's a manually deduction, I can select here manually, or if it's a fuel card deduction, I can select fuel card. Since I don't have like information to show here, but Arthur doesn't have transactions, but if I erase the driver name that was here, I will be able to pull and view all my driver's transactions and just check the box of which ones I would like to deduct, and just click here where it says add. Right, they will get added to this statement. And now that once everything is ready here, I just have to click on the top right corner where it says save statement, and then just click on where it says send statement to driver. And again, since I will have the driver information saved in the system, their email will pop up automatically. And I just have to click on send, or either I can preview the statement beforehand, before we send it. And this is how a statement will look, right? With all the information in detail, with the net amount, with all the deductions here and reimbursements, period start, period end, all the load information that are to move, right, during that particular week, pick up and drop off information, the loaded miles, empty miles, everything very automated for carrier companies, right? The bonus that we add here it is as well. And since we don't input any deductions and reimbursement here, so 0. But from here now, Arthur will know why he's getting paid, what he's getting paid, right? So it will give full transparency for the drivers to receive like a statement like this, right? That's to finish, Chester, like the an example of the life of a load in the system. But if I take you to this section, to the fleet section, in this section is where we help carrier companies to be up to date with everything in regard safety, documents, yeah, DOT, compliance. So in this section, under fleet section, is where customers can view their drivers, trucks, and trailers profiles. But if I go here into drivers, I will see the drivers list, or the company's drivers list, with the employee ID, their email, their phone, their city, the state. I can activate or deactivate those drivers from here if for some reason they are no longer with the company. And this is the section. This is the section for the alerts, but I'm gonna go there in a bit. But let's say that once every carrier company would like to add a new driver, they can click here on the top right corner where it says new driver, and it will bring them to this window that we visited a few minutes ago, where they will have to input all their driver basic information again. But on the second tab here, it will be the documents tab. And in this section is where they can add all the documents that corresponds to those drivers, right? So they can add a citation, any document, commercial driver's license, DOT physical exam, could be a drug test, breath and alcohol test. So if they select a CDL, they just have to type their CDL number for that driver that we are creating the profile, the CDL class, the issuing state. They can upload a picture of that document or of that CDL as well, but they can set an expiration date for all the documents, right? So every time they set an expiration date, that's how our customers will receive and get alerts like this one once those documents are going to expire. So these are the alerts, right, for this week. But if I click here where it says show all alerts that are hitting, and if I scroll down a little bit more, like this example, Ralph Vasquez, his DOT physical exam expired 2 days ago, right? So it will help them to track all the documents on time. And for the next week, they will get Andrew Watson, his DOT physical exam. It will be due in 7 days, right? So it will help them to keep up to date with compliance and the DOT. Also, if I click here where it says trucks, again, they will see their trucks profiles. And if they add a new truck to the company, they can click on the top right corner where it says create. They can fill here their basic information for the truck. And the second tab will be for the documents. And they can add any documents that will helps them to track the maintenance for the trucks as well. I don't have much here, but they can add air filter, oil change, any document that corresponds to the truck maintenance. They will be able to add them from here. Actually, our platform, Cheston, lets our customers build their own document. So if I click here where it says settings and to general settings, and I go here into documents type, this is the section where the carriers can create their own documents for their own needs. So they can select if they're going to add let's click here where it says add document type. I can give a name to that document, right? And I can specify if that document goes to drivers, to trucks, or to trailers. But if I leave here drivers, I can create my own document, right? So I can, let's say that I need a document that will have a date. So I can bring me the date for that here, and it will give me that field, right? So let's say that I need to upload a file to the document that I'm creating. So I can drag here the file, and it will allow me to upload files into the system. Let's say that I need to type something like a short text. Okay, I can bring and drag here the short text. Now I'm able to write everything I would like to on that document. And once everything I have it like said and done and ready, I just have to click, or if I can click here where it says preview, and this is how the document will look for a driver in this example, right? It will say on name because I didn't type any name here, right? But once it's ready, they just have to click where it says save custom document. And every time they're going to generate a document for the driver, again, if I go into the fleet, under drivers, and if they add a new driver, go to document and add the document, so they will find that document here, right? So it will be easier for them to add any document that could, fit on every carrier company needs. And the same will apply for the trailers. So this section on trailers is where they can also track their trailers maintenance, right? So they will see all the trailers list, the make, the model, the year. They can activate them or deactivate them from here as well. So basically that's it for the fleet section. But I'm going to show you as well what we do for helping carrier companies with the IFTA report, with the IFTA fuel report. So they can go here on the reporting tab, and here where it says fuel. So in this section is where they can pull their IFTA report, right? But they can click on this button that says import fuel card statement. They will have to select which fuel card provider they are using, if it's EFS, multi-service, pilot flying. If maybe they are using Comdata, they just click here and select any other, and they just have to drag or import here their fuel card statement and click where it says import, right? So now all the information will be uploaded in the system, and they can track all their driver's transactions from here. The transaction date, the driver's name, their unit, the estate, the product, the quantity, the amount, and the price per gallon, right? So once they uploaded the fuel card statement, they just have to click here where it says IFTA report, and our system will give them automatically the total miles, the total gallons, the miles per gallons, and the IFTA balance. So doing IFTA in our system is very, very easy to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Another game changer there.
Yeah. And the final part, Cheston, is just this section that we call the basic reports, that for carrier companies helps them to have like an overview of the company, right? Because they can filter, let's say, on the last 30 days, and they will get, the how many loads they have moved, the average rate per mile, the loaded average rate. They can preview or know how many trucks do you have on assigned, how many trucks do you have assigned, how many they have running, how many they have in downtime. And in down just meaning that which drivers are at home time, or which trucks are on the shop, or as any other permission that probably the dispatcher or the management has been given to the drivers. But this section is just just to have an overview of their own company, and they can also rate their drivers' performance, right? So they can click here where it says drivers, and they will see and know, let's say on the last 30 days, which driver has been generating more revenue for the company, right? Based on the number of loads that they have been moving, the average rate per mile, the average loaded rate per mile, empty miles, loaded miles, and our platform gives them an internal score for management that normally it will help them to recognize bonuses to those drivers for performance, or as well could happen for the dispatchers. They can rate their dispatcher's performance the same way, right? They can select here the last 7 days, and they will see the average rate per mile for every dispatcher, the average loads that they have been moving, and the total revenue that they've been generating. Basically, that's it, Cheston. That's our platform in a very short demo.
Yeah, that last part of it. You know, I'm a numbers guy. I'm an analytics guy. This stuff excites me. You know, to be able to see all these the details and the metrics for my drivers, even for the dispatchers, the load planners, how they've improved over time, gives me great information to use for training, for retention, bonuses, and like you said, this is awesome stuff all in one place, right? And definitely something that, as a small carrier, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for things that simplify and streamline my operation, right? And this does it, and this helps me make better decisions too.
Yeah. And something that I forgot to show you, Cheston, is that our platform not only works with suggested loads, but also we release a new feature that is the load board. So carrier companies can also look for loads based on their needs, not just based on suggested loads, but they can go here where it says load board. They can, let's say that the pickup is in Chicago, just for example purposes, the radius 100, the drop-off could be anywhere. And they just, let's just select a pickup date just today. And I'm gonna click where it says search. So I will get, or the customers will get loads from our 3 main load boards, that is DAT, CH router, as well by source, right, by DAT. They will see the equipment here, where's the pickup, where is the drop-off, the broker's name, or with MC, maybe they would like to run a background check on them. The contact, phone number, the weight, the miles, the price, and the rate, if they share what is the rate, right? But if I click here just to filter on a different order, these are all the load smart loads, right? And they will see the rate for these load boards in advance. So they can click here, what it said in this in that bottom, and they will see in detail all the information from that load board, right? That has a rate per mile of $3.99, and load smart loads pricing. The carriers will be able to view the fixed margin, right? The shipper price will be 2,500. The fixed load margin is 8%, and the price for the carrier company, it will be this price, right? So full transparency on that sense, on that matter. And they will click here where it says book now, and that load for LoadSmart and CH Robinson, we have the book now system feature that as soon as they click here book now and they assign the truck from here and click again on book now, that load will be automatically added into the system, right? So this is just an example, so it's not letting me here in this example. But if I go back here again, if they would like to view the DAT load, let's say that this one has a rate per mile of $4.50, I can click here again. I will get the source here, all the information for the broker, and they can click where it says copy load, assign the truck from this section, and then again click where it says copy load, and now the load is created in the system. And if they click here where it says view in loads, it will bring them to the load section where they can view that load in detail, right? So we have a kind of a load board integrated as well in the system.
Nice, definitely something to play around with, to get used to. The functionality, it has so many features that I'm seeing as we go over this this demo, and
Right.
it also, it's exciting, right, to see exactly what's available here to help any small carrier grow their fleet, manage and grow their fleet.
Right.
It's good stuff.
I didn't went through the QuickBooks integration, but you, of course, you're the accountant, and we do have the integration with QuickBooks, and the integration what will allow the carrier companies to do is to avoid back and forth on typing information here and there, and but they will be able to send their invoices to their QuickBooks account by just the same process, by checking the box of which ones they would like to send to their QuickBooks account, and they just click here what it says send to QuickBooks. So they will be able to receive the invoices on their QuickBooks account for accounting purposes on QuickBooks format. So that's something very important point there.
What about, while we're here with the accounting side of QuickBooks,
yeah,
what about the settlements and the payroll stuff that this actually generates? Does that get imported to QuickBooks as well, exported to QuickBooks as well? Or
yeah,
that's
good question. That's something that the product team is working right now, and we're going to have it on this first quarter. Also, the carrier companies will be able to check the boxes of which statements of the drivers they would like to send it to their QuickBooks account, and they will see a bottom, I'm suppose, on this section that says again send to QuickBooks, and they just have to click there, and they will receive the statement on their QuickBooks account. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Well, look, man, Jose, this has been fantastic. I appreciate you taking the time to go over this again with me. This demo is fantastic. I definitely love what I'm seeing here with Camion. It's something that I feel that any small carrier that is looking for a solution in this TMS system, that this is definitely an option out there for them.